I really hate that all I had today was 2 pieces of bacon, a pot of coffee, and like 4 cookies. I love Mount Dora. It's my little happy place. This looks like the house from Home Alone. Good morning. It is Friday, December 27th, and we're going to Mount Dora today. I am on my way to Mount Dora. I'm so excited. I go here 3 or 4 times a year, but I've never been to Mount Dora in December when they have the lights. So I'm gonna make a day of this. I am going to make a stop at my favorite German bakery, which is on the way to Mount Dora, and then I am going to be going to the Village Antique Mall, which is in Mount Dora, and I'm also going to take you guys to the Mount Dora Goodwill. I've been there one time. I wasn't impressed the first time I went in, but hey, we'll give it another try. So we'll see what's going on in Mount Dora today, and then we're gonna eat some good food, and we're gonna look at the lights. They're famous for their lights, and I can't wait to see them in person. So got a 2.5 hour drive ahead of me, so let's go. I just made it to Yalaha German Bakery. I got my favorite cookie again, the Linzer cookie. I bought 3 of those. I bought a slice of the German chocolate cake. I bought the cherry streusel and the lemon mousse. They were wiped out. I've never seen their case that empty, but I got all my favorites and I tried a few of everything. I mean, I had a little bite of everything and I ate one of the Linzer cookies. Hallelujah. But yeah, now I'm loaded up on sugar and caffeine and I am feeling good right now. I think I've got 45 minutes to go. I'm going straight to the Village Antique Mall and then I'll go to downtown Mount Dora to look at the lights, or maybe I'll go to Goodwill, I don't know. Whoo! Who needs drugs? I've got sugar and caffeine just coursing through my bloodstream right now. I feel like I could actually run a marathon. Okay guys, so I am in Mount Dora and I came in a way that I normally don't come in. My GPS was taking me to the Village in Antique Mall and I'm on Main Street, Mount Dora. And I just so happened to pass by this vintage antique store that I've never seen before. So I took a little detour and we're gonna go in and explore that. And it looks so cute. It's in this old house. So let's go check it out. I love places like this. So they turned this old house into a vintage shop. It was 2 days after Christmas and most of the shop was filled with vintage Christmas decorations, and it was really fun seeing all of these old things from like the 60s, 70s, 80s, you know, all the way up to the 90s or whatever. I guess the 90s is now considered vintage. And I went through everything pretty quickly because I don't need Christmas decorations right now. But I'm definitely planning to come back next November to find some things to decorate my house for next Christmas. But it was just so fun looking at everything. I really felt like I had stepped back into time, and everything was just really, was priced really reasonably. The ornaments were like $4. I would say the average price was like $25 or $30 for some of the bigger, older things. But yeah, they had so much. Every room was just chocked full of like all these old items. This whole section was vintage tiki glasses, and then on another wall they had vintage Florida souvenirs that I ogled because they were amazing. And it was really hard not to buy one of these, but I really don't need to start another collection of things. I almost bought this vintage radio because I have a 1940s radio that I got at the Goodwill bins, but they had it priced a little high at like $32 and they're selling online for around $20. Here's the Florida souvenirs I just mentioned, and of course I found my very own lawn flamingo. I don't know if this is true, but I heard they don't make these anymore. I don't see them for sale at like Walmart, so maybe that's true. So I had to buy one. They were $12 each, and then that vintage shell mirror was $90 and was absolutely stunning. I really have to say this is the best vintage store I've been inside of in Florida, because antique malls can be a little pricey, but this place wasn't expensive. And when you go to thrift stores, it's really hard to find vintage items now. So this is a new favorite place, and I'm definitely going to be coming back. I can't wait to show you everything I got in here. I have my very own flamingo. And then, this is so random, but when I see random fun things like this, I just have to pick them up because I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing, but it's a vintage beaded banana for it was $6. And then I found this ring. I don't think it's worth anything. It was only $10. It's just costume jewelry, but I thought it was really pretty and it actually fit. I'm a size 8, which is like, I have very large fingers, but it's really pretty and it fits on my finger and I really like it. So it's vintage. I'm gonna wear that today. And then also in the jewelry area, there's this pretty little beaded ornament. And I like stuff like this. Like, women used to hand make jewelry and all sorts of things back in the day. And I don't know, this was under $10 and I just thought it was really pretty, so I wanted to pick it up. I can just picture someone like making this, you know, like sitting there at the table and beading all this stuff together. So I spent $38 and it was well worth it. This guy was $12. I don't know if I said that. Anyway, they've been open for 10 years and he said that they always do things seasonally. So right now they have everything Christmas out and they'll start putting away the Christmas the first week of January. So from mid-January on, they have all of their regular mid-century vintage items. So I'll definitely be coming back here when I come later on in 2025 because I want to see what type of vintage stuff they have. But I'm really glad I got to see all the Christmas decorations. That was really fun, and I found a few just cool things. So it was worth a stop. Okay, I'm here. This is the busiest I've ever seen. The parking lot is full. This is probably my 4th or 5th trip to the Village Antique Mall. It is in Mount Dora, and it is filled with booths, so everyone has different items, and everything in here is definitely an antique or vintage. There's no new items being resold here. So I recommend you at least spend an hour in here. Realistically, you'll probably be inside for a couple of hours looking at everything. Every time I come in here, I'm not disappointed. I just love all of the things and the way they display it. They have beautiful items. Everything's definitely pricier, but you're here to find real antiques, and like I said, you won't be disappointed. I'm just looking, thank you. Okay, I was flipping out over this booth with all of these gorgeous vintage lamps, and yes, some of them cost more than my car, but these were so cool, and going in here just to see these lights was actually worth it for me. $900. That's beautiful. Mid-century. What a coincidence. I just bought one of these beaded bananas for $6, and then I found at the second store an entire bag of vintage beaded fruit for $25. I almost bought it just so I could have a set, but I already don't know what I'm going to do with the one banana, so I didn't buy the other pieces of fruit. And then I also thought that tray was really pretty. I love the colors. These vintage Italian lamps have been in here the last few times I've gone into the Village Antique Mall, and I'm telling you, one of these days, I'm just gonna go in there and buy them because I'm obsessed with those things. They don't go with anything in my house, but I love them. Anyway, this stand had some really pretty vintage clothes. That's the last thing I need, but I can appreciate and love it from afar. I guess it was just my day to drool over vintage lighting because these crystal chandeliers have also been at the Village Antique Mall the last few times I've been there, and they're still there. I'm still drooling over them. I want these so badly. Oh my gosh. And then this was a really cool old, I can't read the tag on my tiny phone screen. I believe this was like a recording device. That blows my mind how big everything was back in the day. Now everything's just a tiny little device that we hold in our hands. I did not buy anything in the Village Antique Mall. It was packed in there. They had a lot of beautiful things. I did take some footage. That was definitely the most crowded I've ever seen it. But if you're looking for antiques and vintage items, that's a good place to go. I honestly hit my threshold of antique malls, and I really want to go to a thrift store. So I think I'm on my way to the Goodwill. Let's give it a whirl. I really hate that all I had today was 2 pieces of bacon, a pot of coffee, and like 4 cookies, and now my blood sugar's 400 and I feel like I'm going crazy. Look at how quaint all the houses are in downtown Mount Dora. This looks like something out of a Hallmark movie. I want to move here. This Goodwill is packed. I didn't see anything at all. I just did a really quick lap around the store and filmed some footage, and I left. I was in and out of this Goodwill. Okay, that was absolutely terrible. I went to this Goodwill a couple of years ago, and I'm pretty sure I swore I would never go back. I don't know why I did. I'm just itching for a good thrift store. They don't even have furniture in there, and it's just all clothing with no dressing rooms. You can't even try on the clothes, so what's the point? I'm in Donnelly Park, and I'm just so happy to be here. I love Mount Dora. It's my little happy place. I can't wait to see the lights. At this point, I'm just walking around and looking at all of the beautiful buildings and stores and all the cute little window displays, and I'm trying to find a place to eat dinner. I used to go to Wave Sushi every time I went to Mount Dora, which is now a world famous sushi restaurant, but this time I stopped at a Lebanese restaurant, and I'm so glad I did. my goodness gracious, that shawarma, chicken shawarma bowl was so good. That hit the spot. It had pickles, tomatoes, and pickled red peppers, and pickled peppers, rice, some kind of curry sauce, and chicken. Oh. So now I'm walking down to the Lakeside Inn, which is a historic inn, and I am going to sit on the dock and watch the sunset over Lake Dora. This is Lake Dora. I'm just gonna sit out here for a while. It's so peaceful. Waiting for the sun to set so I can see the lights. A lot of people came out to the dock, and I ended up talking to a couple from St. Augustine that drove in for the day, and they said it's been raining over there for weeks, and I told them we're having the opposite problem. It's been so dry on the west coast of Florida. The sunset was beautiful. I'm so glad I got to see it. With the sun finally setting, I was able to walk around and enjoy all of the Christmas lights that Mount Dora is famous for. And I'm really glad that I got to see this. It ended up being really beautiful and just magical. This looks like the house from Home Alone. Wow. This is magical. I'm thrilled to be here. I think it's time to go home now, though. It's 6 o'clock. I would like to get home before 10. It's so pretty. I think that about wraps it up. Oh my gosh, is that what I think it is? Oh! Can you see it? It's the lamp from A Christmas Story, the leg lamp. All right, I'm sitting in my car. It's time to go home. I just had the best dinner and I walked around and I got to see the sunset and I got to see the lights and I got to see a bunch of really happy people enjoying the lights and their families and just the beauty of Mount Dora. And I just feel so good right now and I feel so grateful. I just hope that God blesses you and your families, and I hope you all had a really Merry Christmas. And if you've been watching my videos this year, thank you so much. Also, just so you all know, yes, I did eat another cookie. Bye, Mount Dora. Next time
turn right onto West 5th Avenue.
Next time I see you, you'll be back to normal. It'll be 2025.